Welcome to the WA Museum Bullabada. Bullabada means many stories in Whadjuk Noongar language on the country that we sit today. We've just redeveloped our entire museum, which opened up in November 2020. And part of that redevelopment is the old jail. The old jail was built by convicts back in 1854 and operated as a jail for about 35 years before it was transformed into a museum. One of the things we really wanted to do was use and activate the museum precinct at night. So the museum's not open 24/7, it closes at 5 o'clock, sometimes open a little bit later, but we wanted to activate the museum at night time. So we worked with Minderoo Foundation, one of our sponsors, to actually come up with a permanent installation that we could use the canvas of the old jail to tell multiple stories. Stories that might be connected to exhibitions that we might be having, stories that are connected to content and collections within the museum, or stories that are entertaining in value. And that's really the motivation for making that project.
We love projecting onto buildings, it doesn't matter what their history is, but this was a particularly interesting project in that there are many, many stories around the old Perth jail, which also used to be the courtroom. So it had that extra level of interest for us, but also that it was a challenge because there was nowhere really to put projectors to do what they wanted to do. And in the end, the museum themselves came up with a novel idea to actually put the projectors inside the foyers of the building, so the architects couldn't raise a valid argument not to. And of course, Heritage had no concerns about that either.
We came up with a solution where we would mount a steel beam basically to span 2 of the existing columns and then mount the projectors to that. So we kind of have this horizontal structure that has short droppers and then mounts the projectors in like a cage.
For the main building, we used mainly 31K laser phosphor projectors, the Christie Crimson WU 31s, and some smaller areas are covered by a single chip laser phosphor projector, the HS series 20K projectors, and the dance circle also was single chip projectors.
There's 6 projectors that all tie back to a media server located in one of our comms rooms. It comprises of redundant media servers that run in parallel, so we can switch between either server, so there's some failover there. The Modulo Pi software has a built-in control system too, so everything's completely automated and hands-off, so it can run completely autonomously 7 days a week. The projectors will start at 6 p.m. every night. They'll go into a holding content loop, and then the main content will fire off at 7 p.m. every night, and that changes depending on what time of the year it is and what time the sunset is.
The content is very much led by the experience that we're programming within the museum when it's open. So for example, at the moment we have a wonderful projection called Alice, which is about Alice in Wonderland. It has been developed by a local creative, VJ Zoo, and it's inspired by an exhibition that we have on here at the moment called Wonderland, which of course is open during the day. So the idea and principle is to activate the museum at night time, bring in new audiences that might not normally go to the museum in the evening, be fairly welcomed into the museum, and then return again the next day. The audience response has been fantastic. It's not unusual to see large groups of people there at night time in a place that traditionally at night time was quite a dead space.
The Christie projectors do have a light output that is really high and they're really bright. Whenever I come on site to do work or if I'm passing through the area, I'm always kind of blown away by just how bright and clear and beautiful the image is, and it just seems like it jumps off the building every time.
We've always enjoyed great support from Christie, great product innovation, and we've got well over 100 of their products, and we enjoy a great relationship with them to this day, and that will continue.